Today, Rinpoche continued his explanation of the 37 aspects of enlightenment, specifically the section on the 4 legs of magical emanation, showing how, with this concentration, one can travel to any of the Buddha lands. So we're going to be precisely where we were before in the great treatise on the stage of the... Welcome everyone to the Chenrezig Tibetan Buddhist Center. I need to put on my microphone. Okay. So welcome everyone to the Chenrezig Tibetan Buddhist Center. Once again, Rinpoche is going over Lama Tsongkhapa's great treatise on the stage of the path to enlightenment, and specifically the section on the training the mind, the stage of the path for beings of great capacity. Now specifically, we're in the section that deals with method and wisdom, and this section is broken down into 2 categories: the need for method and wisdom according to the regular perfection vehicle, and then the need for method and wisdom as shown or presented in the perfection vehicle, in the tantric vehicle. So showing that this is something that is in common between sutra and the tantric teachings, and it would be this need for the union of method and wisdom. So in English, you'll find it on page 99 in the great treatise. And then everything else today, that if anyone's new or following new on the video, there's no English translation for some of the quotes there are and so forth. So I've been able to work a tiny bit on these texts and find some of the quotes from Maitreya and so forth. So hopefully that'll aid us today in our understanding. But just for anybody who is new, this information is difficult and none of it is in English, so we're going to go at it very slowly, and we're currently going over what we'll find on page 99. So today we're going to focus on basically this one paragraph that we find in Lama Tsongkhapa's great treatise that really shows this common, how the perfection, practices of the perfection vehicle are common to both sutra and the tantric teachings. So it says, this training in method and wisdom comprising the 6 perfections is explained earlier, common to both the mantra and perfection vehicles. For in many of the tantric classics we find repeated mention of the complete path of the perfections, the 6 perfections, the 37 branches of enlightenment, the 16 emptinesses, etc., in the context of the explanations that the entire celestial mansion and the array of resident deities are the inner qualities of the mind. Therefore, know that all the perfection of wisdom literature's explanation about what is to be adopted and what is to be discarded are comprehensively shared with the mantra vehicle, except in the case of the tantric teachings for certain exceptional persons in which they must take the experience of sensory objects as the path, and so forth. So here, it's pointing out that the practices within the path of the perfections the 6 perfections, 37 branches of enlightenment, the 16 wisdoms realizing emptiness are all the basis for the realization and manifestation of the tantric levels, such as the deity and the abode. Okay, Rinpoche.
Oje ta ngaso de shinru datte jimba de le laboro da ane toni judu de kasinga so ru shuro da ne shanshu sunu tangha mongro.
That's so.
Shanshu sunu to de temba nyawa je ba je yang da be bon je de tu ji kan ba je. Temba nyawa je temba nya de be chi chin sa ro. Da bon chi da de tu ji kan ba ka so le de mar ba.
That's so.
De tu ji kan ba.
That's so.
Zuriji gamba de la dingen zil ta ganda zuriji gamba dingen zil de ane nga su gamba de gamba roba ina saja tarim rogro ta de na jin dingen zil la ne zuriji ne sanji gi singala ru de sul rutu wa yin da ane gamba se me ta ba yin zuriji gamba
Gangen Sene Sanjay Shing Dro.
sanji gi sing da nga zamlin
Kasakala.
le labjin rutu gro.
Okay.
Less
so. Okay.
What is it?
So now we know what the 6 perfections refer to. They refer to those 6 generosity, ethics, patience, effort, concentration, and wisdom. Those are 6, right? So those are the 6, and then we have the 16 emptinesses that we went over previously. So now the 37 branches of enlightenment or aspects of enlightenment. It's translated a lot of different ways. So these 37, I'm trying to see how aspects. Yeah, it's translated as aspects of enlightenment. That seems like a large number. So Rinpoche said we'll dive into what the meaning of those 37 are individually, and we can find them broken down into 7 different categories. So we have first the 4 aspects of the close placements of mindfulness. Second, the 4 perfect abandonments. Third, the 4 aspects of the legs of magical emanation. Number 4, the 5 aspects of the faculties. Number 5, the 5 aspects of the strengths. Number 6 are the 7 aspects of the branches of enlightenment. And number 8 are the aspects of the branches of the path of nobles. So there are 8 aspects of the branches of the path of nobles. So there are 7 aspects of the branches of enlightenment. So those make for a total of 37. So we've gone over the 4 aspects of the close placements of mindfulness, and we've gone over the 4 perfect abandonments. So now we've arrived at the 4 aspects of the legs of magical emanation. So when we look at this word, magical emanation, if it is magical emanation, it is necessarily single-pointed concentration. So this is referring to that which is necessarily a single-pointed concentration. And the reason that this word legs is used is based on this single-pointed concentration, this magical emanation, one is able to quickly go wherever he or she wishes. So whether it is to the pure Buddha lands or to anywhere within cyclic existence he or she is needed, this is compared to the legs which allow one to get there. So this is the reason for the word of legs chosen, and this is necessarily considered a single-pointed concentration. So today we're going to spend time on the 4 aspects of the legs of magical emanation. So I'm going to try to slowly go through this because I found I have mantra as middle beyond extremes. where there's quite a few of the quotes that we'll find coming forward that we didn't have before. So hopefully they'll tie it together. But in looking at those, and then in our previous classes, I can say with confidence that it was pretty well in terms of literal translation, and it doesn't make any sense in the root text. So the words just are a bunch of words and put together that require commentary. So when we were trying to figure out the meaning in the last classes of some of the quotes in Maitreya's texts and trying to derive some way to explain them in a way that made sense, the root text, it doesn't. So it's encoded in a way. So that's just as a note. And so we'll begin today going over these 4 aspects of the legs of magical emanation. Okay. Okay. Sumba. Sumba. The Apudu.
Somba Juju Gamba Lang had the true less, Saji Turwa, Miba Jingo, what the next Ruwa. Somba Juju Gamba Lang had the true double Kangalu, Saji, Juju Din Songdua.
Less
Trule, Tombo, Miba Juju Gamba, Miba Chosana, Tingan Ten, Ruba Shayu, Trujin Hatsuba, Juju Gambi Mibares. Tingan de la ten ruba shay trujun dhamana nasu yiro ta tingan dhamana menroa ruba shay truju nasu bane ti meba imbe shir juju gambi meba res meba im zuni meshe meba zurwa ten na yin te tab truju nasu bate juju gambi meba res ti meba imbe shir tambuji.
That's go nga the ragu, shidun ragu.
Tinga la shidun tau shidun.
Shidun ragu. That's go. Majepa jepa. Okay. Jepa gonsu.
Somba la yang hata jules. Tombo miba yutes.
It's somewhere in here. So what I can go over. So the 4 aspects of the legs of magical emanation will be explained according to Panchen Sonandrapa's general meaning of perfection. And within that, each of these, Tuchena, have 6 categories. So each of these 7 have these 6 categories that Panchen Sonandrapa points out. So the first category has the 6, so it's going to be exactly the same as those before. So the first category is object of observation. Then the second category is nature. Third category is accompanier. The fourth category is the explanation of meditation. The fifth category is the need for meditation. And then the sixth category is the meaning of the words or sounds. So these are the 6 categories that'll be explain this. And now we're in number 3. So it says the third category has 6 as the previous did. So the commentary here says just like the previous aspects explained have 6, these have 6 as well. And it says independence upon a single-pointed. It's independence upon a single-pointed concentration that is established. Not so aspects. Mipa yimbe chair. Tingenzi la dene. So tingenzi la dene drupa jawe.
Tingenzi la dene ruba sha yuse. Tingenzi la dene drupa mu ruwa ya yoro, ruwa sha yu, zhujun ha suba deres, zhujun ha suba. Den ruya ge, den zhubi jo, tinga zin ha suba juye jirwa. Zhujun ha suba de wa di, zhuji kambi miba res, di miba yinbi ye jire. Bina zuni mi she, zuni mi she ji miba na ji res. Di miba yinbi ye jire. Zhuji kamba wa til san tang do ye jirwa da. Tinga zin la den ruwa sha yu, zhujun ha suba til san tang wo ye san, tel mi gu aris, di miba res.
So the object of observation is a single-pointed concentration that establishes emanation of some sort. So this is the object. So when we look at the first category, object of observation, it's an emanation that there are varieties of emanations that are established in dependence upon a single-pointed concentration. So these are the objects. Okay? Dixon, Nippon Wo Yude.
다 Nippon Wo 다 di Chenji namre. Da Zhuji kambi Chenji shuosana, Nippon ga yi Nipo. Zhuji je gombe tinga je jubi lanju chenba de. Zhuji kambi Chenji jana digis di ngon res. Su song du sana kunju le ngon kanshi na tinga je dos. Zhuji kambi ngon shuosana tinga je jagu res. Tinga je sana nga su sen nebi chadu marbe. Sen yuwa meba chi nebi cha chi dang jubi cha sen cha mamuduwa. Nebi shile chi sen shu tila tinganzi lo dhruwa da. Tinganzi ya shu tu sanji lo yujirwa. Tene me daba sasung tu suli yinjire. Tene satu ki shanchu senpa. Tene nyarang dachungpa tang tu suli tinganzi tenbi yujirwa.
Ale, Sanjay Tinganzi Yakshu, then Shanchu Semba.
Daba sasung sajiba guba juba.
Okay, Leso. Detsuko Rinpoche. So when we look at what the nature of this is, it says in the compendium of trainings, it says its nature is explained as single-pointed concentration. So it says Nipa, the second thing will be explained is nature. So it says that the 5 abandonments, or I guess the 5 negativities, or the 5 harms, the five negatives are abandoned by the antidote of the 8 single-pointed concentrations that the Jemba Nyepanga, the Lapsar, Pombi Lapsar, Duje, J, Gombi, Tinganzi.
Moja Nyepanga roa.
Leso.
Ti Nyepon Duje J.
Leso.
Duje J.
Leso.
Duje J Duje Bi wa Lanju Chenpa de Duje Kambi Chenye res. Ta Nyepanga tamarwa lelo J. Tinganzi kumbala matri lelo tangpa J.
Leso.
Tenu danga J bi Nyepa. Anu karu kumba ina, la kumba ina da, karu kumba ina kumba de la J suna, anu kumba yu maro. Danga J bi Nyepa. Ngaji desu Shingui Shungwa Somba J. Shingui Shungwa la Nyepa Ngopa Ndo Meshiba Shiba J. Shingui Majun se Nyepa Ndo Shiba Nyepa Ngopa de Marba. Nyepa Ngatarwa. Ti Nyepa de le Tene Nyepa Duje J. Duje J Marba. Lelu Nyepa J. Lama J Nyepa J de Nyepa J Tarwa. Lelu Nyepa J. Lelu Nyepa Ngo Zhendru Marba. Ti Nen Dumba Teba. Zhendru Jindu Xinjiang Nang Suye Beje.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that nga de yapo la tu yene kale la go. Okay, lelo je.
Lelu Nyepa J. Lelu Nyepa J. Ne Nyepa Lama J Nyepa J. Nyepa J. Duje J se Nyepa J se.
Then the nga yanjer Suranang Rinpoche. The tambo lelo.
Nyepa nga. Nyepa nga de marba.
Shosana.
Ane Tenga de kuwa matri lelo tangpa J. Lelo ro.
Lelo.
Lelo J. Tene danga jebi nyebas. Ane la gongi ina kar gongoya la
J.
jesu na.
Okay, forgot.
Jesu na goya
Less.
ma.
Ngay de.
Danga jebas.
Dene?
Ngoji tu shiwa to goba shwa.
Okay.
Ni somba je. Shingo shun se nyeba ngoba de me jeba de jeba je.
Ngay chingyu.
Shingo ma shun se nyeba ngoba de jeba ngaba marbe. Nyeba nga.
Less. Okay, so these antidotes to the 5 negativities, the explanation is as follows. So what are the 5 negativities? The 5 negativities are laziness, forgetfulness, excitement and laxity, or excitement and dullness, not applying an antidote, and then over-application, meaning applying when there's no need for application of an antidote. So these are the 5 negativities, and those 5 negativities are counteracted or abandoned by these 8 different divisions. So laziness, the first category, actually has 4 antidotes, and then the others have 1 apiece, making for a total of 8 antidotes. So, hold on one second, I have this. Okay, so what... So if we look at what they're called the 5 flaws, so 5 negativities, 5 flaws. So again, laziness, forgetting the instruction. Here we're using dullness. So dullness and agitation, or dullness and excitement, non-application and over-application. So those are the literal words. And then there are the 4 antidotes to laziness, which are, let's go. Okay, so our intention, which is the basis for effort. Effort, what is based on this intention. Faith, tepa, the cause or basis of intention. And then flexibility, the result that rests on the basis of effort. And then the 4 remaining antidotes or applications eliminate dene the Rinpoche, the lelo je, dene the
Lelo tu bonja te nyebo je.
nyepo je,
Lelo nyebo ngo tundu.
the lapsar,
Te ne dunba.
leso,
Te ne teba.
tepa,
Tundu nyebo shinjang.
shinjan. Okay.
Otenga tu marbe.
So this flexibility is referring to number 4, where it says flexibility, the result that rests on this effort, is referring to pliancy. So there are these very many different pliancies. So they've chosen flexibility here, and I just wanted to make sure everyone knew what this word was referring to. It's referring to pliancy. So we have intention, effort, faith, and pliancy. Dene ngapa?
Ane.
Jemba.
Ah.
The je, dene yene je yure.
Lelo
Lelo
nyebo
je.
jero. Lelo nyebo ngo tundu je. Te ne dunba. Te ne teba.
Leso,
Tundu nyebo shinjang nga tarawa.
leso,
Nga ji. Tene lama
Jason.
shingwe shungwa si tambu. Shingwe nyebo. Shingwe do de ngaba marbe ngaba je. Shingwe shungwa si nyingba ngaba du meje ba de choba je.
Ale.
Shingwe ma shungwa si nyingba ngaba du she ba de jeba. Jeba de nuwa jiro da.
Then Danyom Jepa? Danyom?
Da shingwe lelu ki nyeba ngo zondu je.
Leso,
Ti ne de dunba. Lelu
leso,
nyeba ngo zondu res. Zondu marbe.
leso, then
Tenga zu
Kepa,
kumbha la zondu.
leso,
Zondu res. Ti ne dunba res. Zondu dunwa la ti ne dunba. Lhagwaya ina kari ina dunba guguru.
leso,
Dunba dubi ngoban dodu nyewa wos. Dunba
leso,
guguru res. Ti ne teba marbe.
leso,
Ne teba.
leso,
Tinga zu kumbha la teba yoba ina. Tinga zu kumbha zondu chigari dunba yungure.
leso,
Ti deba shinyang yunguru wa.
leso,
Oda song tingsar.
leso. Then the Je, the gender.
다 Lama 주로 신고의 예불해 오로다. 신화도 그봐. 신화도 그봐선 담아베. 신화선에 안는 가서 생이 그대는 센시브 매벌 레온도 신화도 레고 말베. 당가서 상을 지는 당나 는 센시브 매벌이 그대는 버지 나는 중으로 어디 신화에서 말베. 신화를 차와도 라바시야도.
Less so.
신고 차라.
Less so. Okay.
샘 마시와데 신화에서 마시.
Less so.
마시와데 신화지. 들라 차라 뭐 요레스. 차라.
Less so.
안에 신화데 네 가서 메나지 용용데 지 통통데 발라 생을 슈메 봐줘로. 슈메 봐. 종르지 메바들 신고 대지 신고 참을 해도 뭐 신화 참모.
So there, okay, all right, so there were a lot of things to translate. Okay, so when we look at so looking at the 5 flaws, going back to the 5 flaws, the first being laziness, these are related to the 8 applications or the 8 antidotes. So the first 4 antidotes relate to the first flaw, which is laziness. So they relate in this way. So laziness, first, this is all related to single-pointed concentration. So these flaws are related to the single-pointed concentration. So we just have to remember that what we're speaking about here is flaws related to single-pointed concentration because we're speaking of the 4 legs of magical emanation. So first, you have this intention. So in order for effort to be produced, there has to be intention. So intention, the basis for effort, creates this effort. So you have this idea or a wish to engage in single-pointed concentration, and that wish serves as a basis for effort. So it says then effort is based on this intention. This is literally what Rinpoche is saying. So effort is based on that intention. And then faith, it says the cause or basis of intention. Faith becomes what kind of causes or serves as the foundation for this intention, this wanting to develop single-pointed concentration. And as a result of this effort, you achieve pliancy, you achieve flexibility or pliancy. So these are the 4, intention, effort, faith, and pliancy. So then it says that the remaining 4 applications eliminate their respective flaws. The first one is to not forget one's focal point. So the way to not forget one's focal point is to have mindfulness. So to always be checking, to be mindful. And it seems like there's a subtle difference between mindfulness here and alertness. Alertness seems to be checking for this clarity or excitement, and mindfulness, they seem to be very similar, but they're used in 2 different senses here. So there is, if one wants to look further into this from a scholastic point of view, you might look to what the Tibetan says here. They're translating mindfulness and alertness, and then you'd be able to see the subtle difference that would be there. So it says mindfulness is what makes you not forget your focal point. So remembering and alertness allows you to fight against dullness and excitement, or laxity and excitement. So Rinpoche got into that a little bit. So what is laxity? What is dullness? There are coarse and there are subtle types of this. And when we're saying dullness, it means a lack of clarity related to the object of observation, almost like a sleepiness related to it, a lack of focus, a lack of clarity. And then, as Rinpoche said, there are subtle and coarse points of this. So this particular application you would be using to be alert, to see whether or not this is taking place. So I guess if you're alert or being mindful, maybe there you can even in English see the subtle differences there. So you're guarding this alertness at all times, being alert, making sure there's no excitement, making sure there's no dullness. Dullness looks like lack of clarity. Dene gupa, shiwan lapsa.
Nyeba wad jutu jikambi cheni shosan nyeba ngai nyeba nduji
Okay.
tingan jubi lanji chenpa jila jagares su song du suna kundu les papa tume
Okay.
ngon kanshi na tingan jin to she dans zu les jutu kamba tinjin dos jutu kamba tingan jila jagures wad batule nyeba de mar ngon ro ta somba tu mar somba tu nyeba ngai wol ma sibu
So
Dunba je, Tundu je, Choba je, da Jenbi Sensan dans une bière. Dunba je, Dunba Dingan Gobal Dunba, Karina Hagum Dunba, Dingan Dunba, Tuni Dunba to the Jeroda. Then Dunba Yobazan Dunba Tundu Tango, Tundu. Then Samba Dangato. Les at Marules. Il les Sambal Javore. And Samba J, then Chuba, Jerendo, Dubi, the Rijikamba, Jundu the Rijikamba, Sambi the Rijikamba, Jubi the Rijikamba, Jagandua. Tell the Jambi Sans Juna, what the Rijikambi thing and the Tours, in which shed there, Susan Dusana, Kundule, Dumbadan, Jundu, the Sambadan, Chubadan, Tell the Jambi. Saint les gens non chez ons. What about the Rendois? Juju Gamba la Tuju Guneshi, Juju Gamba, and Tuju Guneshi, Juju Gamba, what the Juju Gamba Tagan de Jija doje. Debut Juju Gamba, Juju Gamba. Sambi Duri Gamba, Jubi Duri Gamba Jando, Uluma de Leon there.
Lessa.
Truju Guneshi, Duri Gamba J, one year des, Duri Gamba Jaja, the water Truji Chanaja, res.
Druji. Rasan Rimshe.
True, Kuji Tundu Latin, to be Dingan the two Jubi, Debi Duri Gamba Tambores, Kuji Tundu de la Kuji Tundu down. Taju Tundu Euro. Tundu Dong de la Kubajin Tundu Dong Jidan and Abbot Tundu Dong Kanyu. Kubajin Tundu Dong Tantacadele, Kuji Tundu Sagroa. Then Taju say Abbot Tundu Dong Taju Tundu. Mumba then to be thinking to be the Buddhist camping on dance. Taju Buddhist. Tundu Gomba Latin to be thinking to Juju Gamba. Juju Gambi, Tundu Juju Gambi, and Dua. Tingas Gumbi, Chito Latin, JB, thinking to Jibi, Chobat was the Sambi Juju Gamba, not to lace and Jar under Dua. Jeji Chu Rotu Temba. Nabanjibal then to be thinking to Jubate, Jubi to Gambares. Susan to the Kundule, Dubi thinking the Kanshena, Kan Kuba Shibala then, Saint Jibanilla Ribo. Tundu thinking the Kanshan, Tundu to Gamadere Dua, Kan Junto, Juala Tenes, every train Tundu Tambatala, Junto Juala Tene. Sensitive vanilla ribos. That's Sambi Duri Gamba ladies under. Sambi Duri Gamba the Ganshina, Tingan the Ganshina, Tingan the Gumba Latene, Sensitive vanilla ribos. Jubi Duri Gamba Ganshina, Jenji Tembi, Churoto, Nabanjiba Latene, Sensitive vanilla ribos. Duri Gunashi, Duri Gamba Teresa, Shesu Onsa.
Okay, so when we divide effort into categories, we can divide it into two. There is intermittent effort, and there is effort that is always, every time. So here, the type of effort that's being spoken of is one that is always being engaged in, not something that is intermittent. Actually, I have to go back. I realized Rinpoche explained two sections. Okay, just going back to finish off this second section before we get into accompanier. We were in the second section of nature. So just to finish off what the nature of it is, it says that the nature of it is single-pointed concentration. And then from the Abhidharma, we find that magical emanation is single-pointed concentration. So we find these two things pointed out. So these five flaws are abandoned by familiarization with the 8 aspects or 8 applications. And this is, knowing this path is what is to be applied. So we find this in those texts. Rinpoche went over, here we are. So the next gets into those accompaniers. So what accompanies? So it says then, so there is, so since possessing joyous effort makes the mind suitable regarding the path which thoroughly trains so then there will be 4 categories: aspiration, joyous effort, thought, I think we translated as last time, mind. So number 3 can be translated as mind, but I'm translating as thought. And number 4, analysis. And these are the 4 aspects of the legs of magical emanation, possessing the application of a meditative stabilization or a single-pointed concentration which abandons. Let's see here. So these are abandoners. So when we look at faith and we look at these efforts and so forth that are presented, we see that it says Zumba, Zundru, Samba, Jupa, Jidang, Le Shimbi, Sen 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 Jun. So these are the these are the mind and mental factors that are related to aspiration, joyous effort, thought, and analysis. So if we're looking what the 4 aspects are, it are the mind and mental factors that are aspiration, or you could say aspiration, joyous effort, mind, thought, analysis, and the mind and mental factors, the mind and the accompanying mental factors, or as well as the accompanying mental factors. It says all. It says mind and all the mental factors. And then it says, where do you find this? You find this in the Compendium of Trainings. And then it says aspiration and effort and thought and analysis arisen from the mind and mental factors. We would find this in the Compendium of Trainings, Gundule Tome, by Master Asanga. Gundu Tome. Papa Tome? Okay. Ngesem Kasakala Drogadu. Okay, and so when we look at the type of effort, again, this is a continuous effort. So in terms of accompanier, so it points that out in here. Shesung Becher, Drogi Gune, Sutrugi Kamba, Je, Mo, Yute. Kujogi, So this is, again, it just goes on to say that these legs these legs are that allow you to travel these legs which allow one to travel anywhere, these legs of magical emanation which allow one to travel anywhere, are dependent upon a concerted effort in the nature of single-pointed in realizing single-pointed concentration. And this effort is not an intermittent effort, it's a familiarization that has to happen all of the time in order to achieve this highest level. And when we look at, Rinpoche said this before, I forgot it, when we look at single-pointed concentrations, the Buddhas is the highest level, and then the Bodhisattvas, and then we would have the hearers and solitary realizers. And the reason that we say this is that on the Bodhisattva grounds, and the higher 8th and 9th Bodhisattva grounds and so forth, we find these higher levels of pure, more subtle levels of single-pointed concentration than we would in the hearers or solitary realizer vehicle. But it's obvious that the Buddha, who is omniscient, has the ultimate form of single-pointed concentration. So this, it says, it comes from a previous familiarization with single-pointed, it's in dependence upon a previous familiarization with single-pointed concentration that allows one to have this realization of single-pointed, the nature of this type of single-pointed concentration that manifests into legs of magical emanation, basically. So it's basically saying that this single-pointed concentration that is this magical emanation. So there's many single-pointed concentrations, not just these four, but if it is these four, it's single-pointed concentration. So it's saying that these four, this legs of magical emanation, come about from a previous single-pointed concentration. And then it says, where is this? And it says, Guntu Le, Dumbi. So aspiring, an aspiration, aspiring to have a single-pointed concentration. Kanjun du Jorwa. The Geshe.
The
Gundule, the Dumbi Tingenzi, Gan Shena. Okay. Less so. And then a Gundule, Dumbi Tingenzi, Gan Shena. Okay. Okay, okay. Shina, Sembi Tingenzi, Shina, Ribao, Kabaka.
What did Kasura?
The lung kabaka.
Jebe Juruji Gamba Kanshana, Yenji Tembi Churato Nava Jibala, Tene, Sense Jibanila, Ribo, Shezons, what about the Marba, Jit the Sandra,
Sem
Truju
se
Gudishi,
chikpa nila ripa.
Ribo,
Okay.
Shezons, what the Sandra.
So when we look at these four, these are four. So for instance, the aspiration leg of magical emanation, the joyous effort leg of magical emanation, the thought leg of magical emanation, and the analysis leg of magical emanation. So it says that this aspiration is independence upon this single-pointed concentration that is aspiration. One then engages in joyous effort. This effort is a continuous effort, an effort that is always being engaged in this thought, semba, the zundru dakpar, the semba gare,
Sembi Juruji Gamba, the Nasu Lace at the Marba. Juruji Gamba Kanshana, Kantingas Gumbala, Tene, Sense Jibanila Ribas, then Tingas la Gumbala, then that sense Saji Riba Jungurota, Telia Gurusore.
The samba, the
Semba Danga to lace at the elite Sembal Jang.
Ale, the ngun tingenzi? The semba ngun tingenzi? The zundru dakpar dajorgi zundru. Then ngun tingenzi gombi jeto la dene. That'll be tingenzi. Okay, so this thought is from a previous single-pointed concentration, and an analysis is from hearing and looking at texts and so forth. And then this effort also, it says a humble. So there's some humility, the word is used in there. I know last week we used that. I was trying to quickly translate things as best I could. And even with a dictionary in a few hours, it's not much you can do. But I tried to get this as best I could. So those are the four aspects of the legs of magical emanation. And these are necessarily single-pointed concentration. Okay.
Da somba chan da jeba juju gamba gombi tu de la ni uta ne she tu dan do de ne she tu ni de es da
Utang NGK yure.
uta de wa de jo shamang be jo shamang uta khadul dan chu ra maro de chabe ye uta ne she tu dan trabe ye ne she tu ni yo de es da tombo uta ne she tu de re do nyaba nga ye nyaba du ye je gomba imbe se uta les
Leso.
Utal son dos, utal nyaba nga bon du je, nyaba nga de bonja je, ti nyaba du je yores, nyaba nga bon du je, tembi jule son os,
Leso.
what the thing do a,
Leso.
she sons.
Leso. Okay, so now we get into the explanation of meditation. And the explanation of meditation is explained by way of two separate texts. Both by Lord Maitreya. First text is the Middle Beyond Extremes, and then the second text is the Mahayana Sutra Alamkara. So I've been able to get the quotes from the Middle Beyond Extremes, and I tried to pull the quotes from the Mahayana Sutra Alamkara, but it was interwoven with Vasubandhu's commentary, and there were over 400 pages. And I just couldn't find the quote where it was exactly. So I won't have the exact literal translation of it. I can get close, but I do have the Utash with me today. So we find, it says, so the explanation of meditation, of this meditation, and it gets into, hold on, I'm just find where we are exactly. focus and flexibility enable one to accomplish every goal. This comes about in reliance on its cause, the 8 applications that eliminate the 5 flaws. So these are the 8 antidotes, and these 8 antidotes eliminate the 5 flaws or 5 negativities. So that is from the Middle Beyond Extremes. And I can't see. So.
다 예방가 요든 레도 세센도도와 예방가 요데 유도도 땡에서 공부하면 주 레로스 동물행도와 땡에서 공부하면 주 레로 동부지 다나 당아 제비니 바치 사카르 공나 고아 제손네 고아요 말어 제비니 바니 바치 뭐지도 신고 좋아서 신와도 그거 좋소나 고아야 비용 오면 이제부터 예바지레스 손바들어 다시 이거 쇼이 제 예본 거 봐도 되지 이거 쇼이 제 예보된 우레스 대마된 예바지레스 지바지 마주 제 예보되는 양 예바지레스 예본 같더라도
So when we look at what are these 5 flaws, the 5 flaws are as follows: being lazy, forgetting the instruction, excitement and dullness, or excitement and lethargy, non-application, and over-application. So these are the 5 flaws that will be explained. So it says the explanation of the meditation is about these applications and flaws.
유스 땡에서 공부하면 주 레로스 예바 담부들에도와 레로 예바지 봐. 다 당아 제비 예보. 당아 제비 예보도 제비 잡았더니 예보. 제비 예보 예바지. 뭐 땡에서 공부 뒤에서 신와도 거바 쇼소는 예바래요. 예바들에서 신고 쇼스 예본 거반 되면 예바드 예바래서 신고 쇼들 예보 맞는 예바래서 신고 맞은 예바되는 양 예바되는 거 말이야. 예방 같더래서 의탈래서 예방 레르단 당하나 예단 신단 거바다 뇌미세단 되지 된다 예방한 도스 워세브도 세센로도
So when we look at again at the Middle Beyond Extremes, it points out very clearly. It says, being lazy, forgetting the instructions, dullness and agitation, non-application and application, these are held to be the 5 flaws. So that's directly from the Uttar. And then Rinpoche listed them: being lazy, forgetting the instructions, dullness and agitation, or again, excitement and dullness. Agitation is they're using instead of excitement. Non-application and application. Could also translate it as over-application. These are held. Those are the 5 flaws.
What the reason
Diksan.
Oh, Chita Nyabanga Tereso, Nyabanga to Tereso, Leloje, Danga Jebi Nebaje, Muji Sugar Nua, Sombaje, Shingo Shun Nyabangobandu, Mejibat Jibaje, Majun Sung Nyabangobandu Sheba, Nat Nyabanga Teres, Susung Utales, Josham Utale, Lelo Tane, Tambaje, Danga Jebi Nebaje, 네, 당아 제당. 네, 뭐지도 신고 좀 송바지. 뇌미세다 신고 좀 진행본 거반 뇌미세 봐. 네바레스. 제가 마준 진행본 뇌세바데 네바레스 네방가데레스. 내가 네방간도도 셰송사.
So it's very clear where we see all of these pointed out in Lord Maitreya's text, the Middle Beyond Extremes, where it points out these 5, exactly what these 5 are, and it says that these 5 are being lazy or laziness, forgetting the instructions, dullness and excitement, non-application, and application. So I was looking at the Tibetan, and it just says application. It doesn't say over-application, so it's inferred within it. So when you look at this in the Tibetan translation, and it just says application, whereas we would normally say over-application. It literally is only application, and it's inferred that it's too much going on of that. So let's see. Digsung Rinpoche poem.
Yes, man. Oda lelu nyebungo jundu res ta. Jundu jongsona na lelu nyo yerwa. Lelu jundu yong la ti nen de bares.
So
Tin la gwa ta kar gwa yena te gwa de ba du res. De ba je. De ba du yong la tinga de la so te ba ke je res. Te ba yong de ba yong ko de ba yong na jundu yong res. 나 전주 야부장 바이나 전주 레벨들 신장 용거를 신장들 산신장도 류신장 신인도 산신장 내가 공부할 때는 셀 지부 용어로 지부 용줄래 산신장들 용어로 내가 공부할 때는 셀 지부 용어로 산신장 들을 때는 내 조부지 롱사바지 용어로 류신장라 레자임 차우스 류신장이나 조임 차거레스 레지 차빈가에 셈바스 다우도와지 롱지 장요레 르시장라 레자이미 차우스 레자라 조로다 조다테 로리자 레 르시장 레자이미 차우는 거래서
okay. So and we look at these flaws: being lazy, forgetting the instruction, dullness and excitement, non-application and application. We look at these various flaws, we see that there are applications that serve as an opponent to these flaws. So first, intention becomes the basis for effort, and then effort takes place based on this intention. And then from this, all of this comes about from faith, the cause or basis of intention. So one has this faith, intention, and then effort, and then as a result there is pliancy. So pliancy, here it says flexibility, it's sometimes translated as again, and what it means is there are two different types. There's mental and physical pliancy, and once one reaches a level of single pointed concentration or meditative stabilization, a peacefulness comes over the mind itself. So this is a peacefulness, and the mind becomes very flexible and pliable. And at that point, it's said that one is at the stage of a mental pliancy. And then when one engages in this, all of the winds change within the body. And once all the winds are renewed and changed and are transformed, then there is a physical pliancy that comes from the single-pointed concentration. So there is a mental and physical pliancy that comes about from basically faith, intention, and effort. So that's the way that is explained, and these are all the antidotes or opponents or applications for laziness. This is and it says that the new wind that occurs in the body that creates this physical pliancy is form, and the reason it's formed is it's stated that it's tactile sensation. It's under the tactile sensation part of form, and so Rinpoche just said that as an aside, that is form. It's not consciousness or anything like that. It's form that we're speaking of when we're saying this pliancy that takes place in the body. This is form. So the mental pliancy is consciousness. This is a pliancy that takes place mentally, but the other pliancy is referring to something that which is not that. So let's see. Lelo nyempa jedang nyepa lama je nyembi je yube chair. Okay, so then so laziness. It says in the text here, it says that laziness has 4 applications, and the 4 remaining applications that eliminate their respective flaws basically are in the order that they are remaining order and line up in the remaining order. I don't know how to say that technically, but there are 8 total. The first 4 are related to the first of the 5, and the remaining 4 are one by one related to the remaining 4. So, so the 4 remaining applications are related to the 4 remaining flaws. That's the way to do it. The 4 remaining applications relate to the 4 remaining flaws. And in the commentary, we see the word over application used. Detsuku meditative. Okay, so Lelo Geshe Lharampa. Lesso. Oh, lesso. So the way that we can get rid of lesso, the way we can get rid of laziness is by effort. Just like when we have this misconception that a rope is a snake, the correct perception that it is a rope is what gets rid of or abandons the misconception that it's a snake. Likewise, effort gets rid of laziness. Rinpoche, Chutsu Judan Karma Ju. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. The yar tearing gangin sina the tsawa yure, the jetsun shamba tsawa yure, den sunsan le lash. The shaloka cheap. Just to let everybody know, I don't know if everybody knows, Rinpoche's starting. Ditsuko Rinpoche. Mekanga, the silent Rama song. Just to let everybody know, Rinpoche's already started. I don't know. Just, sorry. Okay. Digson.
Nyeba Lama ji nyeba ji yebe tambo lelu nyeba ji tuye de trude lelu nyeba ngo tsundu res tsundu tsundu de lelu nyeba do do taba drama yebe shibe lo dunjil nyeba do do so dran san dang wo wa lelu nyeba ngo tsundu dang ti ne de bares ne de tsundu ge ne de ba tingaz gwa nyoba yona an chundu yongoro wa nyoba res nyoba ge jugares na deba res deba tingaz deba yona an tingaz gwa nyoba yongore nyoba yona chundu yongores tene tingaz yab gomba ina ti deba shijang yongore shijang deba shijang na su yebe jere tini les uta tini le jirwa ne da dala ne ba ta Judan Rebini dos, Neda della Nebas, that Jundu down, what then Jundu than the debate what to go, Hamangama Judas on this Joe. Shimashaman Debo.
Judre.
Judis. Tenile, Neda della Neba, the Judan Rebini dos, Jundu down, Debatan, Shijan to go along Hamangama Jude. Shima Debres, Debini do Neda Tella Nebata, Judah Debini dos Jundu Judan Debaji, they then Debaji, Jundu Debishan.
That's so.
Now, what did Sanamar Lelunia Sandre?
That's so. Okay, so so when we go and we look at the varying flaws, we see that each of these flaws either is a result or a cause in terms of single-pointed concentration. So it says here that laziness has an antidote, and that antidote is effort. So this is the first thing it says. So laziness has effort as its antidote, and that is brought about by intention. So having an intention. So this effort is brought about by an intention, and that's cause is faith. So that's cause is faith, and the result of this joyous effort is pliancy or flexibility. So that's what it's stated here. And then it says, this comes from the Maitreya's middle beyond extremes, where it says, the basis and what is based on this, cause and result, that's it. That would be it. So that's it. So the basis and what is based on this, cause and result. So that's what it says in the middle beyond extremes, and that shows the source for this information. If just to read on further in the Uttar, it says, the basis and what is based on this cause and result, to not forget one's focal point, to notice dullness and agitation, to fully apply oneself to the elimination of these factors and rest naturally once pacified. So this is referring to those eight applications. So I'll read it again. The basis and what is based on this, cause and result, to not forget one's focal point and to notice dullness and agitation, to apply oneself to the elimination of these factors and rest naturally once pacified. But the quote that, all that's quoted here is the basis and what is based on this cause and result. So the rest of it's not quoted. Let's see. Danga JP. Oh, less. Okay. Shema. Ale Shema. Lesso. So these four, so intention, effort, faith, and pliancy are related to the first flaw, which is, the first flaw, which is laziness. Now the rest of them relate, so the other four relate to the remaining four. Let's see. So they relate to the remaining four. Mipane JP Demba. Okay, Demba. Okay, Dixon. Lelo Tsash. Lesso. Shima. So again, Rinpoche is pointing out that whoever copied this text, there's a misspelling in here. That's all. And it's not Panchen Sonandrapa's fault, Rinpoche is saying. It's whoever copied the text. There's another misspelling. So it says, the first four relate to laziness. The remaining four relate to the remaining four, it says here, and the remaining four are explained in the following way. So now it'll explain the remaining four, okay? Jemba, okay. Less.
제바들 녀버도 그래서 애들도 타바 좀 많이 시송나 준지로 녀버도 어디서 그 카투카투를 장상 당내 아버스
Lesso.
당아 제비 녀버도 쇼선 당아 제비 템바
Okay, okay.
Naboga,
Chi. Okay,
Yeah.
decent. Okay, so now the next application is put at the negativity of not forgetting one's focal point. So the way to not forget one's focal point is to be mindful. So to engage in mindfulness. And I'm going to ask Rinpoche what this difference between alertness and mindfulness is here in a minute. Okay, so mindfulness allows you to not forget your focal point. Diksung.
다 당아 제비 녀버 메나마 제비 템바 템바 나파가 마제바 이나 어데 제바들 녀버도 다 신고지 녀버 신고 중앙라 중앙 시비 시진레스 신고 녀버 좋으나 신고 중앙라 중앙 시비 시진
Shijin dan demba chapagare.
시진스나
Ding
네, 시간도 거봐 용어도 상당하게 시바죠 말이요. 어들 시진서도 도다. 템바스나 데비 전다 마제바 템바들와. 때 잡아도다.
So Rinpoche is saying, so, okay, let me translate. So alertness is what allows you to, that you apply alertness to dullness and excitement, or lethargy and excitement. So I said, what's the difference between alert and mindfulness? And Rinpoche said, mindfulness, you're remembering the points that have been made. Alertness is that you're guarding specifically against excitement or dullness, and you're remaining on guard to see if those things are coming up. Mindfulness is remembering the things that you're supposed to be doing and applying them by not forgetting those things which have been presented. So an alertness is just specific guard, being on guard. So being on guard, being alert, that would be another way, parentheses, being on guard. So that shows you how there would be a little different than being mindful or being on guard. Thoroughness, mindfulness versus guarding. So this is when you look at the words etymology. Well, etymology would break it down, but that's what the meaning of it, and the slight difference between this alertness and mindfulness is referring to. Okay, Diksung Rinpoche,
어야 당아바
volition.
녀보 매면 현도도 주비. 당뇨 고발라 주비신 나바도 어디 나바들도 녀보
The cheek Jason. Teskuram shikonga maybe cheek, madrute, nipa, shapey, nyenpar, gupa pon, semba dang.
샘바도 나바르와
The tambo, shima drute, danga,
샘바도
Jamba.
당아 제비 녀바도
Jamba.
제비 잼바들
Tambo.
잼바
nipa, je yure, tambo,
당아 제비
Jamba.
당아 뭐지도 당아 제비 녀바
dingapa,
신고 중화도 말봐
drupa,
신고 녀바들 신고 녀보 신고 중화라 중화 시비 시진들
shejing,
신고 요구도 상당하게 시진제
drupa, then dumba,
다
niepa, jipa,
녀바 제비 녀보 신고 보면 샘바스 신고 보면 샘바 신고 마중 신녀보 거반 뒤집어들 봐 오더레도 말봐
the dumba,
집어도 임베시
volition. I don't know what that means.
이제 당아 집이 마집이 템바지 신고 중요지 신고 시진제 녀바 집이 녀보 신고 보면 샘바지
Lessa,
나바 녀보 배면 한도 주비
Danyom.
다뇨 어디
Danyom.
말봐
Okay, Danyom.
공부
Okay, so
돼서
then number 7 is volition. What's volition mean? Does anyone know a quick what volition means? Is there another word or a synonym that I could use that would make more sense than volition? Purpose. Purpose or volition, which allows one to fully apply oneself to the elimination of these factors once they have been noticed. So that's what number 7 is. So it explains volition here. It allows one to fully apply oneself to the elimination of these factors once they have been noticed. So you have this alertness, which is guarding for dullness and agitation, and then volition is that once they're noticed that you apply yourself. And then equanimity is the mind resting naturally once dullness and agitation have been pacified. So you have this excitement and you have this dullness. Once those are pacified, you're remaining in a state of equanimity, even-mindedness. So these are the 8 applications. Again, the first 4 are related to laziness, and then number 6 is number 5 is mindfulness, and that counteracts not forgetting the focal point, not forgetting the instruction. Number 6 is alertness, or being on guard against dullness and excitement. And then volition is allowing this application once you've noticed of the elimination of these factors. And then number 8 is the place, the resting place of even-mindedness, of equanimity, where you abide once you're resting naturally, once dullness and agitation have been pacified. So these are the 8 applications and how they relate to the 5 flaws, the first 4 relating to the first, the remaining 4 related to the remaining 4. Okay, Rinpoche. Kanalas.
유단의 시바 찬 말바. 유단의 녀방 나본 뒤지 시도 찬네 단도도 제네 시바. 누드 제네 시도 레고도와. 네바 제네 시비 주유데 제네 땡당 로도 이와당 타당 나반 로바이.
돈데가르.
땡반나지 주주지 감바 주된 제 땡당 제 이완의 지식은와 땡제 로드 요와제 주주지감비 땡제 주주지감비 요와제 주주지감비 타오제 ndabungod
Ale, okay, Yanjer Suranang. Okay, Yanjer Suranang, Gamba?
주주지 땡다 로드 요와스 주주지감비 땡이제와
Den.
요와
Ale.
주주지감비 요와제 테네 타오제 ngoban ruba yi tembi duru kambas kamba chuden je duru kamba je she lo je
Nampar Drupa, Kasangye, the dictionary, Dasangye, Jesang, Nampar Drupa. Okay, so now it says we finished the quotes from the middle beyond extremes, and now we will find and go over the related quotes from the Mahayana Sutra Alamkara. And unfortunately, I have not found these in the hundreds and hundreds of verses that I've looked through. And it doesn't make any sense anyway. It's one of those things that are just words in a row. So it says that there are these, when we're looking at magical emanations, we can divide them into base division method and let's go with Den. I just lost my place. Okay. Den. So basis divisions are thoroughly differentiated is the literal. So it says the basis, thorough differentiation, method, and ngumpar drupa. I'm not sure what that means. Established, thoroughly established, maybe? A thorough establishment. Ngumpar drupa, I can look it up real fast. Thorough establishment, if I don't get caught doing it. Ngumpar drupa. Manga. Gakaganga. Ngumpar drupar. Manifest, manifestly established. Not that that helps us, but that's what the translation of it is. Manifestly established. Okay. And manifestly established. That's the fourth category. And this is...
주지 감비 땡서 배지 준나무 고래다 땡 안 주지 감바라 이나 가지 요르스 안 감바 제단데 자누와 요와다 근데 타 루비 타
Den,
요
Ewa, Top, Rup, Ngumpar, Drup.
ngoban ruba chejuji gune 주지 감바 시비에서 들 배신 리시시라 무도와
Manifestly
다마 유탈리시자 잡인지래
So the meaning of this Rinpoche is saying is very similar to the middle beyond extremes. So it's saying that these four legs of magical emanation can be divided into these four categories of base, division, method, and where did it go? And thorough, what did I say it was? Didn't matter. Manifestly established, or manifest establishment maybe would be manifest establishment. And then it says, these are how you explain the four legs of magical emanation. These are how you explain the four legs of magical emanation. So this is from the Mahayana Sutra Alamkara, and I'd love to see it exactly what it says. It's here somewhere. I haven't been able to find it. I've been through the whole text once and haven't seen it yet. So if anybody wants to, in their spare time, there's multiple translations of this Mahayana Sutra Alamkara out there. So, I don't have the Tibetan that goes with it, so that's how it's kind of hard. I have to assume, what the words they're using are, but someone can do that just as easily. Okay, so the meaning's very, very similar, that these legs of magical emanation, these four legs of magical emanation, which are bring one through single-pointed concentration everywhere, are explained by way of four different categories. Okay, Rinpoche.
나바 주지 감바 군부 고바도 쇼스나 고바 유에데 주지 나솔은 주비 체임베스 주지 감바 군부 고바데 주비 준다마다 나소발은 주비 체드레스 고바 데이체드레스 도바 다녀요도 주지 주고네 사지 진라냐서 주비 네바던 덴베 진라냐서 주비 네바던 덴바 네바다 덴베 kamba니던 자유 다다 주비에서 주지 kam바서 가서 kam바던 다이자 어디 kam바던 다보스 kam바분 사자몸을 내놓으러 되나 주지 주고네 사자진다 몸을 내놓으러 kam바던 다와레스
Rinpoche, the ngapa gombi gupa.
Gupa. Tuju natsula jubi che imbeje. Jubi jun damana mambuyo tengenzi gombi chui mambuyo jirwa. Watu tuka gupa dii che du res. Tuju natsubala jubi che du res.
Tujor natso, the varieties of Tujor natso.
Jubi jun damana mambuyo tengenzi damana natsu mambuyo jirwa.
Lesa.
Tuju natsula jubi che du. An juji gamba gungu res. Juji gamba gungu gupa de res.
So the reason that you need this meditation is to have the arisal of the varieties of emanation. So you can have the arisal in the future of these varieties of emanation. So this is the reason for meditation section. And then it gets into Dadun, the meaning of the words. Okay, the Ngapa Tsar, Drupa Gutso. Okay. Suchuji Gon Gune Sanje.
Suchuji Gune Sanje Shinra Nyansun Drubi Nebatan Demba. Suchuji Yoba in the Sanjik Shinra Nyansun Lelabji Lenu Rota. Suchuji ne. What the Kamba can do and Dabu, the combat and Dabu is Suchuji Kambas Lawa Junet is. Kamba Nitan Date, Tata Jubi, Drayu, Tata Jubi.
Jubichu. Drawe. Serna Rinpoche, Drawe.
다 주센 고
Jutsen. Okay. So the reason, it's saying the meaning of these words are that it's independence upon this magical emanation that the Buddhas are able to easily go to the easily to the various lands. So, Xing, Rapt, Jam, are able easily to go to the various lands and so forth, in dependence upon these legs. So this is the reason for it, because you can easily go, are able to go to Sanjay Gishin. Rinpoche, the Zuchugi Gune, Sanjay Xing drove to? Sanjay Xing or Sanjay Kasakala drove?
표현
Bless
랩 딩엔지 주축은 루두고스 강바든 잡으랬어 강바는
So Rinpoche is saying, okay, so Sanjay Xing. So it's specifically to the Buddha Pure Land. One is able through these legs of magical emanation to go to the Pure Land of the Buddha. I wasn't clear if it was saying that the Buddha can go to many lands or the Pure Land of the Buddha. So Rinpoche clarified it and said that one is able to go to the Pure Land easily with these legs, travel to the Pure Land of the Buddha. Okay, so in dependence upon this, so the reason for this is that with these legs, in dependence upon these legs, one is able to, dependence upon these legs of magical emanation, one is able to travel to the Buddha lands very easily. Something to this effect.
다 담반 영화가 지사 영다 봉화 지사 주축이 강바 지사 송아 다 오번가 되는 말이야 오번가
So
오번가
then konso kashik triwa yure segudu.
Okay.
That's good. The drup sarma song. Okay, so then this is the sixth category, which then accomplishes or finalizes the legs of magical, and four aspects of the legs of magical emanation. So we have aspiration, joyous effort, thought, and analysis. And these are, again, necessarily single-pointed concentrations. So now we move on to the five aspects of the faculties. And I told Rinpoche, I know that we had a couple of questions. So let's, we only have 20 minutes and we have prayers and so forth. So let's do questions now. And then we'll see if we have time, because I don't know how many questions we have.
Rinpoche, my question has to do with understanding impermanence.
Okay.
Particularly understanding how to understand impermanence in the context of the seeming permanence of memory, because the Buddha attained enlightenment and he remembered all of his past lives, so that information was there, like always. And so it seems as though there is some kind of a permanence that memory has, and how to understand that in the context of the teachings of impermanence.
Rinpoche, the mitapa dantapa, the kontriwa de, the sanje, the jewa kanga tringiyu, the jewa ngama, sanje, the kanga tringiyu, then kongit sampa, the demba, the nge tringiyu, the chi, the chikshena tapa, ganyan sena, the dakpar, the yure, the sanje, the jewa ngama, the shin, dakpar yure, drogamare, the dayan sunsan, chikshena, the tapa yin. Ganyan sena, the dakpar yure. Sanje, the jewa ngame shin, the kong the sem nangla yure. Then dayan sunsan, kongit sampa, the chikshena, the tapa yin. Ganyan sena, dakpar yure. Tapa dami tapa hakogamare kon.
Tapa yore tapa mares. Keji judu yores. Judu yore tapa maro. Ku tapa yore ku june tapa yore madu majun tapa yore maro.
Then then dakpar yuna yine mitapa yin.
Tapa yore matapa yemi choso machoso.
They kongi triwa, ngek triwa yomare.
Macho.
Then the kandre the Sanjay, the Jewangama Kanga Tringiyu. Tringidu, Kandre. Gangisena, the Mitapa Yin, Gar Shene, the Yure. Mitapa Yin, the Drogudu.
Shuki Alan, Mama Tenga and
Lesser.
Tantos. Then I just Angela what they Tenga, but the little harbor you are.
So the Buddha's, all of these things are impermanent because they are momentary. So when we look at the Buddha's memory of things, it's just more expansive than our own memory of things. So for instance, right now, you think of what you got up in the morning, you had breakfast, you drove here, you can remember all of those things that happened. It's impermanent because you're thinking about them in an impermanent way. The things have passed, they're causes and results. And a permanent phenomena isn't caused, nor is it cause something else. So it's neither caused nor causes something else to be a result. So if something's permanent, then it is static. So these thoughts that the Buddha has are impermanent because they're momentary, they're fleeting, but the Buddha just remembers more of them than we do. So this consciousness that we have contains all of the imprints of beginningless time. We are just not able to discern them or understand them. So the Buddha is. So the Buddha just remembers more than we do about our day. So that would be like saying that our day this morning is permanent because we remember all of it.
So those imprints are impermanent.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Pakja mitapayin? Yes. So thinking about this is very, very good. Thinking about these things is very good. So if you think about things like this, then you will learn new things. Then you'll understand new things. So first you have a doubt. You have this need for further analysis. And then from that you inquire, and then you look into it. And then as a result, you have a new wisdom that arises from that.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Yeah. Yo, man.
Yeah.
So,
Sarpa.
being new to this,
Yes. Of course.
it's easier for me to feel a sense of compassion for other sentient beings, right? But the idea of hearing the Dalai Lama talk about a compassion for nature, viewing nature as a non-sentient thing, I find that a little bit more difficult. And I'm wondering if we're supposed to be able to feel easily compassion, or if we're even supposed to be trying to feel compassion for non-sentient things, if that makes sense.
Okay, so when you say nature, you mean anything non-sentient nature, meaning like non-mind possessing nature, like a tree?
Well, right,
for instance.
because when you think of nature, you think you have to keep scaling down, right? And eventually you hit a point of nature that's no more than like rocks or dirt.
Well, anything without consciousness would be considered non-sentient. Sentient means mind possessor, possessing consciousness. So a sentient, anything without consciousness is what you're saying. So how do you develop compassion for something that isn't conscious, doesn't have consciousness? So for instance, a tree or a rock, according to Buddhism, a tree has no consciousness. So do you mean like how do you develop, can you develop compassion for a tree or a rock or dirt? Is that what you mean?
Because I find that really hard.
Does the Buddha, did Dalai Lama say that?
I probably not in the context of like one should.
That's cool. Rinpoche, the ninji, mipa, koin sampa, the ngama kon jiao Rinpoche becha lo so, chikshena trugudu. Then the kon jiao Rinpoche sumpare, the ninji, the chu tamche ninji mipa, the shin dan sa dan, the kanga ninji mipa, then the sem ninji mipa, the sentient gua ingua.
Meba sentient tanji la me dra nye bama su tanji la me ninji shemi meba lagro da.
Chemba.
Behin jagro behin.
Less so.
Mayin bal da kande ina chango me je yenda chi sung san de yena hinji meba do the sentient haji la mi se lo res.
In-
Chula mi hinji, mime la mi hinji. And sentient la mi hinji. Hinji song yo, hinji song. Sentient la mi hinji es. Toni to be shero to mata to be shero mazimbi hinji chemba de sentient la mi hinji se res. Sentient la ma tu jen mata be sengu yo mare. Toni to be shero mazimbi
Less
da. 다 뭐다부터 비셔러 땅 세미니 심어들 출로미 심어서
less so.
돈이도 비셔러지 세미니 심어들 매매를 매매지 심어 매매 저희 디제셔서 어디 말이야
So what the Dalai Lama said, I'm not so sure because I don't have it. But generally, no, we wouldn't say. Compassion generally has three objects of observation: friends, enemies, and neutrals. Rinpoche said a non-sentient object of observation. I've not heard of this being an object of observation for compassion, because compassion is wishing for friends, enemies, and neutral to be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. So that's how you would define what compassion was, and the divisions would be compassion for friends, compassion for enemies, and compassion for neutral. So wishing that those three types of beings are free from suffering would be how you would explain compassion. And there are three divisions also of compassion. There's compassion which focuses on sentient beings, compassion which focuses on phenomena, and compassion which focuses on the observationless. So this means that if one has compassion for just a sentient being, any mind possessor, a worm, a snake, any mind possessor, that kind of compassion, if it's devoid of recognition of that being's impermanence and that being's emptiness, then that type of compassion is compassion which focuses on sentient beings. If that compassion, which is focusing on sentient beings, also recognizes has a realization of the impermanence of those sentient beings, then this is compassion which focuses on impermanence. And then if one not only realizes the sentient beings are suffering, but then also realizes their impermanence, as well as their emptiness, then this is measureless or observationless. It's translated a bunch of different ways, compassion. So compassion as its object of observation generally, because of its definition, wishing that as sentient beings are free from suffering and the causes of suffering, would negate anything that doesn't suffer. So Earth doesn't suffer because it doesn't have consciousness, according to Buddhism, or a tree or a rock. None of these things can suffer the way we explain suffering. I mean, it could suffer because it could break or it could degrade. That's not what we're talking about in these terms. These are always in terms of sentient beings and their feelings and emotions and so forth that we relate to. So does that answer it? Cool. Yeah, Yimbadra Jaram
오만 주바데 받은 나도 오만 주고 올려서 올 오만 주고 받은 나도 오만 주고 고들 희지 첨부를 줘줘 버려
Less so.
희지 첨부를 줘줘 버려서 어떻게 둘래 희지 첨부 이해와도 조금 제비요 그래서
So we see in the beginning of the text by Chandrakirti called the Madhyamika Avatara, Chandrakirti's entrance to the middle way, where it begins with a large amount of homage to compassion. Of Buddhahood's abundant crop, compassion is the seed. It's like the moisture bringing increase and is said to ripen in the state of lasting happiness. Therefore, to begin, I celebrate compassion. It says, beings are like the moon in the ripple. And then it says, beings think I at first and cling to self. They think of mine and are attached to things. They thus turn helplessly as buckets on a water wheel. And to compassion for such beings I bow down. Beings are like the moon in rippling water, fitful, fleeting, empty in their nature. Bodhisattvas see them thus and yearn to set them free. Their wisdom is beneath compassion's power. So here it's pointing out the various divisions of compassion and so forth, right at the entry of the Chandrakirti's text. So hopefully that was helpful. So if you wish to understand this text further, So this text is so Chandrakirti's text is a commentary on the Mulya Madhyamika Karika, which is Nagarjuna's root wisdom text. So if you're looking for a commentary which is great on all of this, it would be Umagombarasa, the Lama Tsongkhapa's Lama Tsongkhapa's explanation of the middle way. Is a very broad explanation of this text, which is an explanation of that root text. So within that, it's very, very clear. So Rinpoche again quoted the points about wisdom. About compassion of Buddhahood's abundant crop. Compassion is the seed, is like the moisture bringing increase, and is said to ripen in the state of lasting happiness, or ripen sentient beings in parentheses in the state of lasting happiness. Therefore, to begin, I celebrate compassion. Beings first think I at first and cling to self. They think of mine and are attached to things, and thus turn hopelessly as buckets on a water wheel. Impermanence, and to compassion for such beings I bow down. So seeing their impermanence, and then beings are like the moon in rippling water, fitful, fleeting, empty in their nature. Bodhisattvas see them thus and yearn to set them free. Their wisdom is beneath compassion's power. So the wisdom coupled in there with that compassion, seeing the emptiness of those sentient beings. So you see the three kinds of compassion that are potential kinds of compassion within the first stanzas in Chandrakirti's entrance to the middle way, or introduction to the middle way. Okay. Okay, so we'll end there, and it's very important that we make very strong dedications for the virtue we have created today. And thank you everyone for listening. And concluding mandala offering and dedication prayer. The fundamental ground is scented with incense and strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha land and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure realm. I dedicate whatever virtues I have collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of Venerable Losang to shine forever. I send forth this jeweled mandala to you, precious Guru. I dedicate all this virtue to emulate the knowledge of the hero Manjushri, and likewise Samantabhadra as well. With whatever dedication is praised as supreme by all the conquerors who traverse the 3 times, I also dedicate all my roots of virtue for the sake of auspicious deeds. In that pure land surrounded by snowy mountains, you are the source of all benefit and happiness. All-powerful Avalokiteshvara Tenzin Gyatso, may you stay until samsara's end. I pray for the long life of the precious Khensur Rinpoche, the holder of scriptural and realizational doctrines, the spiritual friend who trained extensively in the 5 great philosophical texts, with exceptional wisdom and perseverance. Suji Rinpoche Gutsi Shapi Denalang.
Oh, yeah.
Natsu Lamrim Chenmo Kanka Chirionang. Chuchena Sheda Sepuldu.